Yeah, guys, I have so many things to do, and I have one thing that's just holding me back. I have an Icom radio over there that belongs to one of the guys in the AuxNet system, which is emergency. Now, we have other ones. This guy is relatively new to this. He had taken all the courses, the classes, and been certified and all that many years ago. He's going to have to refresh on one of them, but more than likely, it's not going to be a big deal. And I think the one he can refresh is now online, which makes things a lot easier. But at that point, you got to do what you got to do. So, this radio that he bought, it's a radio that's recommended. It's an Icom. It's an Icom. Well, let's just say it's an Icom. And I mean, the radio isn't a big deal. It's a business band radio basically, but depending on what you put into it, will make it business, non-business type of thing. But like I said, anybody can buy it. It's not a big deal. It's a 5021. But meanwhile, that's not the problem. The problem being is the software that I have, which claims it'll work from a 5020 all the way up to a 6020, including the 5021. So it doesn't want to work. Now the thing is, I want to get this done. I've had it now for about 10 days. And it's just been driving me nuts for 10 days. Now, like I say, the guy is not really ready to use it. But as soon as I get it to him, within a day or two, he can start getting back into the network, which is what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to build network members right now. So here's one that I have that I can't do because I can't get radio programmed. And meanwhile, it's driving me nuts. Hold on a minute, I gotta go outside. Alright, I decided that I'm going to use this fence post. Seeing that I have enough of this stuff out there, I'm going to, I was going to use a little heavier, but this is fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it on an angle so that they'll all come off of this. Now this one, I want to check something with some wood first. I want to see if I can go this way and this way on this one and how much it's going to be, and then I can tack them in the middle. Hold on a minute. I'll go back out. Alright, so here we are. So I got to figure out here how high I want it to be. Now I like the height of the other one in here, so let's see. 25 inches. 25 inches. Okay. I'm going to go on a little bit of an angle, so I'm going to lose a little bit. So I'm going to take it to 26. A little high, I don't mind anyway. One's all the same. I better take it down. You know what? I forgot I'm putting coaster wheels on it. So let's take this right down to 25. We're going to go to 50. We're going to go to 75. Well, we're not, because this isn't that long. Where's my other one? Okay, let's try this again. Make sure it's right. I've had these wrong. Yeah, okay. This one's off by a eighth of an inch, believe it or not. And now I'm on the money. Okay. 75. I've had a 100-footer. Or was it more than that? I think it was a 100-footer, the tape. Not mine, but one of my workers. I bought a real bargain basement one. And I told him he didn't have to buy it. He can use mine, you know, until he decides if he wants to stay with it or not. Okay, and 100. Because he really didn't have a whole lot of tools. And he's been out of work for a while, so I didn't expect him to go out and start buying things. However, he's the type that wanted to have his own stuff. So he goes out and he buys a bargain basement tape, 100-footer. And comes in with it. He didn't say anything, you know, that he bought it. He comes in and he was down below. He was one of the cutters. And they had the guys up above. And they yelled down the measurement that they need. He would yell it back up to confirm it. And then he would cut it and hand it to him. Well, the cuts, the shorter ones were coming up a little wrong, but you know, you can write it off as weight, thickness and stuff. But they would say either leave the line or take the line. But when you started doing longer measurements, because sometimes they'll say to them, measure out something for the plate. I can't remember. The plate, if you pour a foundation, you know, they want to put a pressure treated plate down on it. So they'll say, you know, get that plate started, measure that out. You know, now he's stretching out 60, 70, 80 feet of measurement. And then he would cut it. Because he's cutting more than one piece now. Well, the next thing you know, he's off. And everybody's trying, you know, first they're teasing him. You know, hey, what are you, blind in one eye? You only got half a measure, you know. And then one day I called and I said, we got to check all these tapes. And I called them all down and strung them out. Sure as shit, it was off. Almost 3 inches. Remember to put my earmuffs on remember to have done that when I was younger. I would probably still be hearing a little better. Alright, I may do that again. One of these is not right there. In two ways. Length and end. One of them has a different end. Right there. And it's almost the same length. It's off by about an inch. But the end is different. Okay. Not bad. Now I can probably, do I want to do that? I'm thinking here, I'm off between, well, no, not even that much. I'm off